This was just the right decision for me. These two took their time talking to me. They answered every question. Nothing was off the table. They were perfectly transparent. They explained where they're at, where they're going, and how they were going to get there. Hey y'all, if you're watching this, you probably came over from the Commonwealth Picker channel. No, you didn't. You came over from the Commonwealth Flipper channel. And I didn't want to make that video any longer than it already is. Those videos go on a long time, and I figured I'd talk about this for just a little while. And it's really about my decision. So this is going to be two parts to this video. I'm hopefully going to keep them both short. The first part is going to be why do any cross-posting on any platform? Is it even necessary? And I'm not going to, I'll give my opinion on it, but we're not all going to agree. I'm basically going to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. The second part of the video is going to be why I'm going to do it on List Perfectly. So first and foremost, in my opinion, it's not for everybody. If you're not, if you don't have a big enough scale resale, if you're doing this really part-time, I just don't think you need to do it. As a matter of fact, I don't even think you need to cross-post per se. I certainly don't think, this is my opinion, I know there's a lot of people who manually cross-post out there, but I think that's probably detrimental because of the time it takes. I could see it if you sell two totally different types of things, but each one is kind of niched down a little bit, then I could possibly see it on different websites. And there's another thing, if you are niched down to one or two categories, why not find the best platform for it and just list on there? But if you watch the Commonwealth Flipper channel, I'm not niched down at all. I'm the opposite. I sell 8 million things. I sell everything, all kinds of categories, clothes, vintage clothes. I sell Tupperware and ashtrays, electronics, toys. I sell it all. And so each platform has its advantages and disadvantages. And so I've avoided it anyways just because of the time. To be honest with you, because I don't think the technology has been good enough just yet to make it worth my while. I think it's really, really close, and I think it's getting better. There's a few other reasons why I've looked into this, and I've gone 4 months now trying to really figure out if I want to do it, and if I do want to do it, who do I want to do it with? That sounded weird. Who do I want to cross-post with? So I finally made that decision, but one more reason why I've looked into doing this at all is, to be honest, a little bit of a fear. As I don't have my school teaching gig anymore, and reselling is becoming so big, not just a part of my income, but I also depend on the reselling to also drive the social media income. Without the reselling, the social media isn't there either. So the reselling is the hub of what I do, and without it, I'm not making any money. And I'm only basically selling on one platform. I've always dabbled a little bit in Depop. I enjoy that. I enjoy the vintage clothing kind of stuff. And I've sold a few things on there. Dabble a little bit in Facebook Marketplace and Mercari. And my wife used to do Poshmark quite a bit. I do Bonanza. So I do these different platforms. And this is kind of, it makes you a little nervous, right? You hear the horror stories of people losing their eBay store or people being suspended or whatever. And to have all my eggs in one basket's a little bit scary. So I think if I start doing this, at the very least, if something happens on one platform, I'm ready to roll on the others. I don't have to retake pictures and repost everything because everything disappeared off of one place because I've got the hub for it. Now, hopefully I can just take the same amount of time and look at the second part of this video, which is why did I choose List Perfectly? And there's really a bunch of different reasons. I'm going to start at the top and then we'll end tying this into the fact that I have a social media platform and it's risky for me to endorse somebody that I can't trust. And I will start with saying this. If you've watched me on Commonwealth Flipper channel for a while, I love to work with people who have names and faces and have a phone number that I can call. Because if I'm going to even suggest to people, hey, if you're going to do cross-posting, why not List Perfectly? And here are the reasons why. And then it doesn't go well. And I have nobody to call and bounce things off of and say, hey, this is what I'm hearing from the people I suggested, can we fix this or whatever. I want to have a direct contact. Same thing with American Bubble Boy. And I didn't hear any complaints about American Bubble Boy for the longest time. Then I heard two. And guess what? I was able to call Joel. And I got an answer to those people. So that was kind of cool. And I kind of wanted to do the same thing. So what I started to do was reach out. A couple people reached out to me months and months ago from different cross-posting companies. and they started to talk to me a little bit. They were trying to sell me on their company, so I started to reach out to other people. I started to talk to other resellers, full-time resellers, people that I trust. I called them up, I sent them an Instagram, I asked them a bunch of questions about what they use. If they use this, they switch to this, why did they switch? What do you like about this platform? What do you hate about this platform? What's the best thing about this? And I started to get a feel for what was out there. Even the freebies, right? Even the extensions that you can get. And I started to look into those a little bit, and then I heard about a few more of those. And so those are options for people out there as well, and they're free, right? So there's different platforms, there's a bunch of different things, and that was part of the reason why I went down this road, is because they're all competing. And one of the big things for me was that somebody has to perfect this delisting thing, and I think that's getting better on most platforms. For sure, I certainly hope, because that's the thing that everybody's shooting for, right? When something sells, and even if you got to go on and click a button, which is the case at this point, you know, at some point it needs to be automatic. And I'm pretty comfortable saying that that is coming down the pike. Probably not just on one platform, but on multiple platforms. And I'm excited that I think that's going to be a game changer, a complete game changer for resellers. And I know that kind of exists in different formats with different platforms already, but to me, it's not perfected just yet. All right, so I'm going to give you with what I think is the most important reason why I chose List Perfectly. And that was plain and simply because of the two founders of the company. Clara and Amanda are just dynamite. And they get it. They're resellers, and they are all in on this thing, and they're going to make it the best out there. I'm sure of it. And they're open. You know, I can communicate with them. They give me straight answers, straight to the point. They're dynamic. They've created a community, and they have made it easy for old guys like me who hate change. I hate change. I didn't want to do this, but I felt like if I was going to be the guy on YouTube talking about reselling, and I didn't have experience selling, and I do have experience selling on multiple platforms, I just have chosen not to if I have to manually do it, then I should probably get into this and at least figure out what the heck I'm doing and try to figure out the best way to do it so I can give good advice. And they're perfect for somebody like me because they're everywhere. They're on TikTok, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they have a podcast, they're on, you know, they're on YouTube, and you can find them, and you can find people in the community, and they will answer your question. They will hold your hand and walk you through it. The tutorials are there, the onboarding is there, all the help you need. Where somebody like me who struggles, and I know that, you know, people might not think that, but I do. I struggle with change, and I struggle with technology. This was perfect, and they made me feel the most comfortable. You know, I had Zoom meetings with all kinds of different people, and I loved all of them. They were all great people. Don't get me wrong, and there's a lot to be said about all these other platforms. This was just the right decision for me. These two took their time talking to me. They answered every question. Nothing was off the table. They were perfectly transparent. They explained where they're at, where they're going, and how they were going to get there. And I'm just like, this is amazing. And one other thing, you know, I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm going to have an affiliate link, and you're more than, I would love for you to use it. I'll tell you, it's code Commonwealth. You get 30% off your first month. But that's not why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video so that I can hopefully educate people out there who watch me and show you the experience I'm having. I'm not even cross-posting yet. I'm just in the process of transferring 1,100 listings over into List Perfectly. And then from that point, we're going to choose what platforms we're going to list on. So I'm in the learning process too, and I'm not even ready to suggest this is the type of person, this is the person who shouldn't do it. But I will just say this, that if you have dreams of growing your business and you're not niched down, you know, and if you're committed to it, it's probably the right time now. Because it'll make more sense going forward if you have it in place now than it will be doing what I'm doing and reverse engineering it. So there's a few things, you know, their partnership with Photo Room, all kinds of good contacts with all these different listing platforms, which a lot of these platforms have as well. So I'm sure a lot of the cross-posting companies have those connections, but I feel really comfortable with the way that these two ladies operate and the team that they have put in place, that going forward, I know they're going to do whatever it takes in order to make the people who use their platform happy with their platform and to make it work for them so that the money they're paying, they're making back tenfold. And I'm confident in that. Maybe not at the beginning, but certainly as you grow with them. I want to say one other thing before I give you a couple more bullet points why I chose them is they haven't given me any money. I was actually offered money by a couple of different cross-posting sites. And, you know, that's nice and whatever, but I feel like I have to make the right decision, and I'm sure I'll make some money off of the affiliate links over the years, but here's what I like, is this is how they do their advertising. You don't see them pushing advertising out there everywhere. You see them organically building a network of people like me, like they're huge in the Poshmark community, and they're organically growing this, and they're spending their money, their advertising money, on the people who use them. And it's not just for people like me. If you can do this, if this is something that you like and you start getting into that community and you see that benefit, you can have an affiliate link. And as you meet and you know reseller friends in your community, in your social networks, you give them advice, and you can use this and you can benefit, and you can cut the rate that you pay down because that money's coming in, or even maybe make money on top of it so it's not costing you a dime. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to get a check from List Perfectly, but they told me no. Well, they didn't tell me no, I didn't ask, but you get the point. When I talked to both Claire and Amanda on a Zoom call a while back, I jotted quite a few things down, but I'm just going to mention a few things here. They're adamant about some of these things, and they make a point of them, so I wanted to make a point of them as well. And that is the constant evolution and the improvement to make it more and more seller friendly. We already talked about delisting, flat fees with no limits. You know, some of the other platforms, there's a limit, you know, $250 or whatever, and then they charge you to go up from there. Well, you know, I have 1,100 things in my store. I don't want limits. I don't want delays. I just want to pay a flat fee and get it done. And you can just do as many as you want. Now, there are different tiers for different people. You know, I'm going to go with the Pro plan, the top tier for sure, because it fits where I want to be. And you got to calculate in that cost. But for me, time is money. And if I was to cross-post onto 3 different sites manually, shoot. I mean, the money I would lose by not listing more, by not sourcing better, it doesn't even compare to the money that it costs or brings in because you're on an automated cross-posting site. All right, I could talk about this forever. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for them, and I'm excited to be working with them. I'm excited to have an affiliate link below. I'm proud of this connection that we've made here, just like I am proud of, you know, the other people who I can talk to, the people whose names I know, the Bad Cat Coffee Company connection that we have made, Joel and American Bubble Boy. I love being able to pick up the phone, and I know I can do that with these 2 ladies. So I'm just going to stop right there. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree. A lot of people are already using this or that or whatever. I haven't done any of it. Okay, I just had to make a decision based on getting a bunch of information, talking to these people. I'm not criticizing any other platform, any other cross-posting site. I'm not trying to change anybody's minds. I'm just trying to tell you where I'm going, why I'm doing it, and give you a little bit of a rationale. And if you are interested now or in the future, and you know, maybe you're not ready yet, maybe it doesn't make sense, financial sense for you to do it yet, there will always be a link in my descriptions. And the code will be there as well, code Commonwealth, if you do want 30% off of that first month. And you know what? If nobody uses it, I don't care. I'm glad to be doing this. I'm glad to have made this decision, and I'm glad I'm going down this road. Thank you for listening to me. And Amanda and Claire, thank you for listening to me as well. And I can't wait to see you next time.